Here, welcome. So today I'm actually going to be teaching y'all how to play Survivor on Daybreak 2, because I already did a full tutorial of how, but I'm going to break it down into killer and into loopers and healers, gen rushers, stealth characters, and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to teach you guys the general gist of how to play Daybreak 2. And so I know people have a lot of questions about different things in Daybreak. And so because I did a tutorial on stream and posted it on my channel, I decided we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty gritty of it all, the survivors and everything. So when it comes to, there's different groups of survivors. You have your loopers, basically your chase players, your gen rushers, your stealth characters, and then you have your support. Now support can be healers, but supports can also just have little items that make the game easier, which is their job. So if you haven't seen my original video on how to play Daybreak 2, you can go ahead and check that out. It should be on the Twitch channel still, and if you're on YouTube, it should honestly just be in the description. But first up, I already talked about lobby navigation and everything. So this is the lobby. Your survivors, your killers, your store, your archives, your crystal cards, your profile settings, your game modes, your mail, your servers, your roles. That's how it should be. Now I don't really know what the background for this is, but I don't know the reason. But hey, it's not my game, so when you go here, you have all your characters. Now, one thing I will always say is, when you're playing Daybreak and you're like, oh, I don't know what character to play. I don't know who I should buy first or what I should play. One thing I will always tell you, treat it like it's an ice cream shop. And if you don't like ice cream, treat it, I don't know how else to treat it, because ice cream's the only really good analogy here. You're going to want to try every single, how you want to try every single flavor you're interested in at an ice cream shop, you're going to do that here. So if you see all these characters and you're like, oh, this character looks cool, you're probably going to want to play that character. And I can't blame you, because, hey, it's fun. That's honestly what I did. I saw these characters. Also, read their abilities. That's one thing I never see people doing, is reading their abilities. They just pick a character and don't read the ability. If you have time, if you join a lobby like I did, and you have the round has 13 minutes left or whatever, then that should mean you can take that time to read up, because I know when you're new, you have a set of characters that are free you can look at and choose from, and I know Quill is one of them. So when Quill is one of these characters, you can read up on him. And one thing I always will say, though, is if there are also certain sections, right? If you want to learn how to do a generator, but you don't want the worry and fear of being near the killer, you play Sarah. And the only thing is, you cannot be around other people when you are Sarah. And most of the time, other people in the game know this, so they won't actually try and go near you. But some people don't know it. But when you see that little red circle, that basically means stay away. If you see a little glowing red circle in the distance, that's Sarah, and you don't go near that, because that only shows when Sarah is on a generator. So I will say this, for anybody that wants to actually learn how to play the game and have fun in the game as a survivor, you always want to make sure you're reading up on the survivors, their abilities, and you can only learn this by experience, really, or watching some videos. Is you'll see that, okay, this is a darker map, so I can play more stealthy characters that have darker, like darker little costumes or cosmetic skins and things like that. For me personally, let me go level. Mammo, for me personally, I like playing Mammo, and perk swapping is a thing. Let me show you. These are your perks. Mammo's perk is a bat, right? But you gain perks when you let me show you something else real quick. You gain perks when you level up your characters. So if we go to under level 2, you see that present, you're going to press the present, and you're going to see there's different little things you unlock once you complete a level. Once you complete level 7, you will get the sonar dart perk, or you get whatever perk that character has. So this perk, it only works for survivors, by the way. You can only perk swap with survivors, but once I get to level 7 with him, with Kelvin, then I will be able to swap perks at will. So sonar dart here, but when you unlock a perk, you can use it for any survivor in the game. Actually, detection machine. These are basically all these perks you see, except for time jump. These are all the players that I have prestiged to tier 1 bronze. That's what you're seeing. So you see all these perks. Let's count them real quick, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29. We have 29. I'm trying to reach 30, I'm pretty sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21, 28, 29. Yep, 29. I was correct. But yeah, so you can perk swap, but it's also just a thing of, if I know one character has darker skins, like darker costumes and cosmetics, I am going to pick that one for a map that is more in the shadows and darker, just because that means I'll be able to blend in with like the trees, or I'll be able to hide in the shadows and not be noticed as much if I were wearing like this super bright outfit here, compared to Sanjana when she has this super, she has like an outfit, hold on, okay, let me find an example. Because a lot of these guys are like spies and whatever crap. They have spy skins. So if I have like a super bright shiny skin, but then I have all of a sudden I have like a SWAT skin up in here somewhere, and if I just switch that or not, if I put that one on instead, you're gonna see, oh, okay, difference and things like that. Now, it depends on the map, honestly, but you have to really just play the map, and you have to figure out who works best for a map. I can give you recommendations, and I definitely will do that as we get into the rounds and stuff, but for now, I'm just telling you guys, read up on all your survivors, because if you're waiting in a lobby, spectating, you should not be spectating around just yet until you've read up on some of the characters, because otherwise, when you're going in blind, that does not just affect you, it also affects your team, so you really don't want to just be out here randomly doing anything, right? You just want to read your characters that are free. Read the free characters first and learn how to play the game for you to start buying all characters you want to buy. Once you learn how to do a generator, then okay, maybe we can start looking at this gen rush section, which is, you know, the little lightning bolt. Now, what I will say is when you want to gen rush and when you want to figure out how to do a gen in peace, without the killer knowing you, without the killer knowing where you are and you want to do a generator in peace, I'm always going to recommend Sarah for that, just because as long as you're not near anybody, you can get away with doing a gen by yourself in peace. Now, here are our stealth characters. This is the one that has the eye and the slash. If you want a way to do that, like one way to do a gen and you don't get detected, just be Sarah. That's all you have to be. Don't mind that skin. That's a used skin. Those are like rare. Those are mythical. But yeah, when you want to be by yourself and you want, let me read it for you. When Sarah is 25 studs away from other survivors, she gains a small speed boost. When she is 50 studs away from other survivors, she is undetectable. Additionally, if Sarah works on a generator alone, her repair is doubled and undetectable. So this map is Costa de Cristalina. This map is not as dark, but it's also not super bright and light. So this is my main. A main is basically a character you're playing and leveling up for whatever purpose. So I'm going to level up every single survivor and get all their perks, and then I'm going to start getting arisen characters every day, basically. So this one here is Tempest. We're 3 people. So because when it's less people in a server, it's like a server of 3, I'm picking Sarah, just because I know I can keep my distance with a lot of people, and we're good to go. So, because it's 3 people, as soon as this round is done, I already know people are going to be in the server. But I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you an example of using Sarah's perk Lone Wolf, and doing a generator far, and you won't get detected. But it's also useful for your team, because if you're learning how to do a generator when you don't want to be detected by the killer, Sarah's such a good pick, because if you just find a gen, you get on it, a lot of people you're playing with might not be new, so they will know, oh, okay, to not go over to this gen. Also, when you first join, it shows you what your goal is. And see, I avoided detection in that corner. That's what happens when you're alone. You'll know when you're near somebody because you'll see that little wolf thing next to the person on their knees, like crawling. This is crouch, crawl, by the way. You crouch / crawl. But this is walking. This is running with the lungs. One thing I will say, though, is you can always tell when somebody is not new because they'll be considerate, right? You'll know when you're near somebody because that little wolf thing will go down to 1 and then it'll go down to 0 eventually if you're near somebody, and then you won't be detected. Honestly, that's just kind of how it works. Know when somebody's in chase, you will know when somebody's in chase, because down here, if you look under 3 generators, you'll see that there's somebody running, and that's Emery. He just got down, so he's over there and he was running. Now you have me, I'm on a generator, and you see stay away, you stay away from that. You stay away from that. Now, Ren, Pancake under here, was on a generator. That generator exploded. A generator explodes when you miss a skill check. Now, I'm not going to miss a skill check because I'm kind of the one that's going to probably have to carry the team, honestly, because I can do all 3 gens and not be detected. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to rescue anybody because y'all wanted to make dumb decisions. And I guess who doesn't have time for that? I don't have time for that, so we're not saving anybody. And you see how my gens, I'm already almost halfway done? You see how quickly this gen is getting done? That just shows you how good you can be as Sarah, because you're by yourself. So I'm gonna finish this gen in like 1 minute, honestly. Like, the gen speed is kind of crazy, and then I can do 2 more generators. If they just do not crawl and don't go anywhere, I'm good to go. Now, I don't know what killer it is, so I need to ask that. For team chat, I always talk in team chat / space. Then you're in team chat, and you can talk about any plans you got. Crap! No! How'd you find me? No. This is my attempt at looping. Looping is basically where the killer chases you, but you try to not get killed. Basically, I cannot loop. Looping is all about conserving stamina, by the way. Looping is all about conserving your stamina. And stamina, yeah, that's what I said. But that's just because of what looping's all about. You can't really just be risky with it, you know? Dang it! Okay, we lost. By the way, majority, if the majority is down, you lose. If majority is up, you win. That's kind of how it works at the end of the day when all the gens are completed. If you don't complete all the gens, you lose. Here where you can see your scores. I'm MVP. I got golden chase, golden gen, golden save, even though I didn't save anybody. But read up on your survivors. Play Sarah if you want to learn how to do a gen. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Don't try and learn to loop. But if you can know how to do a gen, that's like the basics. If you know how to do a gen, you can do anything else. I think if you learn how to do a gen, that's good. When you want to learn how to be a healer, or if you want to heal from a distance, I'm going to say Millicent. But if you also are good at aiming, Keri 100% if you're good at aiming and want to learn how to heal from a distance. But if you want to heal from a distance or you're not good at aiming, Millicent is a good one. Just because they both heal from afar, that is something that they both can do. And so I think that's a very good one to have. And then I'm also going to recommend on this map, this is a darker map, but this skin also has darker outfit features. So that's why I'm going to pick her out for this one, just because sometimes I don't even think when I'm picking. But one thing I also will say is you also need to read up on your killers. Once you've read up on the survivors a little bit and you're like, okay, I know who I want to play, then you're going to just kind of play that character. You're going to realize I like doing gens more. You're going to want to try to do everything. You're going to want to try to see if you like looping, like healing, if you like doing gens more. Or if you like kind of just doing a gen but also healing. If you want to be a gen rusher and a healer, which is what we call the two, then you might want to be an undetectable. But you want to be an undetectable and you're able to do a gen in peace, but you're also able to heal without anybody knowing where you are. That's such a good ability, I think. Especially it's like with certain players, like I'm going to say Sarah. Because Sarah can do a gen, but she can also heal anywhere, anytime she wants, really. So that's why I'm always going to say I recommend Sarah for a lot of people. But I also recommend a Quill, because you want to learn how to do skill check, because there are some killers that can speed up the skill checks. I will always recommend those killers, just because when I'm playing killer, I always play the killers that are I'd say fairly kind of new, people that are new to the game. Shoot, can he see me? Hold on, sorry guys, sorry, it's like clutch right now. See, because the skin is darker and I'm hiding in the shadows out here, like guys, I was cooked for a second. I'm so like my stomach is growling, but I'm not really hungry, I don't think. That was so risky, chat. It was so risky. No. Okay, now we're gonna hop on. Here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. I don't even remember where I left off, but all I am gonna tell you is when you're doing a gen, you wanna be less risky, and when you want okay, now I remember where we were. Gen rushing and healing. If you want to do that both, just be a stealth person, or chat, be Millicent, because Millicent has crazy good stats. Her heal is like a 9, but her gen is like a 9-2, I think. So if you want to be a gen rusher and a healer, just play Millicent. Millicent's perk, just play that, because it's actually so good and useful. And Millicent is I can't even lie to y'all, Millicent is so good when you want to gen rush and be a healer, because she can heal from afar, but she doesn't always take the heal from somebody else. So imagine just being able to capture and basically heal somebody, but then you can go back and do your generator all the way across the map. You realize how useful that is? That is so useful, and I'm definitely going to demonstrate that ability for y'all next shot if we get more players in, because that's actually such a good ability. I don't think anybody realizes is that event recorder is like the perk, and Millicent is not a gen rusher. She's a support. But her stats are so good for gens, which is why I love playing her so much, honestly. But now we're going to go save. And now here's the thing. When you're trying to save somebody, you can't just be super risky all you want. Because you also have to think, I am responsible, basically, for somebody else's life. Also, this is a way of the killer kind of tracking you. This is a werewolf ability, at least. It's like a bloodhound type of thing. But what I will definitely say... Crap! We're screwed, aren't we? What crap did I get involved in? That's what I want to know. What crap did I get myself involved in to the point where I'm actually cooked? Plus, my heal is awful. If you have 2 healing, don't try and save nobody. Because you're not saving anybody. You're actually going to be causing more problems for yourself. So if you have 2 heal... Also, there are stats in the game. Read your stats, guys. That's one thing I can't stress enough, is read the stats. Because those stats are going to help you. You're going to learn so much by reading stats. I can't even lie. I should be asking. Also, in team chat, like I showed y'all earlier, /T+. You're going to ask if it's safe, /T. Crap, there must be a space, /T. And I'll ask if it's safe in a second. Yo, so you know when a gen is you're about to get a skill check. Let me ask, is it safe? Because I saw her near you, so is it safe? Because I'm not reviving if it's not safe. If it's not safe, I'm not reviving if it's not safe because I have 2 repair. If it's not safe since I have 2 heal. Can you crawl literally anywhere else? Like, I want to know. One thing is, don't revive somebody if it's not safe. Especially if you can't revive from a distance, don't do it. Because what's the point? That's something I cannot stress enough. If you... Also, don't rush somebody. If you're on 100, don't rush me. I'm just saying. Because what's your bleed out? Like... Because, also, thank you for crawling. Because for once in your stinking life, you're going to crawl and be useful. Okay, then. You could have said that earlier. Because you were sitting, don't also crawl. When you get down and the killers and chase near you, you want to know what you freaking do? You crawl. That's what you do. You get your little butt. Where are you going? Oh my gosh. That's one thing I cannot stand. Is if you are near the killer and the killer is in chase near you, you will know because you will see a red light constantly going by you. You crawl. I cannot stress this enough. Crawl your butt somewhere else. Because no way you're going to tell me to revive you, but you're staying still. You're staying as still as... I don't even know what you're staying as still as. All I'm going to tell you is crawl. Use those little... You can crawl while you are down. You just move your little arrow button forward. So all I'm saying is, if you're gonna be a little rat, just crawl somewhere. Crawl somewhere if you want me to save you. I'm sorry, chat. See, the generator has been completed, and you know that when you see an exit. This is the exit, and this is what it looks like. This map has 3. This is the first ever map to have 3 exits. So you're gonna exit right here. With that little yellow, you're gonna walk towards it. Also, when you're on 1 life, don't try and troll at the exit. Leave, because you're the difference between us winning and losing. But truly, that would have made me mad. Like, don't rush me if you're not even crawling somewhere else. That would have genuinely made me so mad. GG's. I had to, like, no, because here's the thing. If I didn't complete those other 2 gens, we would be nowhere. Also, golden gen and golden chase, the things, you know what that is. Because it'll see how many gen progress you have. Kinda, that made no sense. But yeah, if you have golden gem, you basically did the most gens. You got the highest gen percentage. If you got golden chase, you spent the longest time in chase out of everybody. If you got golden save, you saved more people than everybody. And so yeah, also, one thing I will say, to learn how to counter, you don't always know what killer somebody's going to play. So the best way to try and counter that killer is by playing somebody you know you're good at. Play somebody you know you're good at. Like, I'm going to use Bear Trap because I know on this map, if you know you do well with a certain ability or player on a certain map, play that then, right? That's what you're going to want to do. Play the killer and the ability or whatever for that map. Well, your ability, basically. Because if you can't always predict the killer, You can't predict the killer every single time. So you're going to play the survivor that you know you work best with. And for me, that is always either Millicent, Rainer, or, what's his name, Kyle. So I use the Millicent and Kyle perks because I have their perks. So I use those perks for this certain map, which is Shifty Station, because I know sometimes I do pretty well when I'm not laggy on these maps with these perks. So that's something you're going to want to do. But that's just me personally, is I always think if you can't predict the killer, or if you can't try and play to the strengths of the map. So if you know this is a map where it's a tight-knit map, you're going to probably want to play, you're not going to want to play it undetectable, because you're going to end up running into the killer because of how close everything is on Haverhill Hospital. So undetectables might not always be the best idea. Like, that's just kind of the truth, you know? The killer left, but undetectables might not always be the best idea, because you're not going to be able to predict every single time, like, what the killer is. So you just gotta kind of play the strengths of the map, honestly. If you know, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna give you a few maps. Shifty Station, stunners. If you're not good at stunning, loop. If you're not good at looping, be a support, honestly. Honestly, on here, loopers and supports is kind of how we get by, because gen rushers, it's rare when you get a lot of gen rushers in a round, especially when you know it's a map where you need those stunners and loopers and everything. Also, stunners and loopers, they're in the same category, but it's like, in the gist, basically, it's kind of how a coyote and a chihuahua are in the same family of, like, a wolf or dog or whatever, but, like, they're different, if that makes any sense. So loopers, you're gonna see Kyle in the looper category, but when I tell you, I would put Kyle, Mamo, Sadia, and Rainer in the I would put them in, like, the loop, like the stunners, or like they hold up the killer. That's what I put, and Elijah. That's the categories I would put them in. Now for killers, my things are not loading for some reason, but for killers, I'm gonna play Banshee. Actually, no, I need to play Ghost. Let me search up Ghost. Also, if you're laggy but you need to play a certain character, pick that character just like that. Like, look it up. You can look up a killer or survivor, and you have to make sure that perk is actually on there before you look them up. But hey, also, killers can't perk swap. They can't. They really can't. And so, yeah. But now we're going to play on this map here. I probably do need to have my volume on for this, so I'm just probably going to go silent for a little bit. But this is one thing I will tell you, that now I am playing killer. You are going to want to read up on your killers. So when you're playing a killer, or when you're playing Good Survivor, read up on your killers. Because when you read up on a killer, you know how you can counter them best with whoever you're playing at the time. That's just one thing I would recommend, is that when you realize, oh, I'm playing this person, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try and read up on this killer. Also, the best way to learn how to counter a killer, or the best way to learn how to survive against the killer, is by playing the killer. Can I survive against Ghost? No. But I play her. Like, I've played her for about 100 rounds, and that's just because, I mean, she's good. A lot of people that play Ghost are good, because you don't just play Ghost, really. You do. Crap. Dang it. Okay, I really thought he was going to vault too, which was actually crazy that he didn't. Okay. Also, think before you vault, chat. Think before you vault. Because if you're just vaulting randomly, that's how I win. When you don't think before you vault, you would not realize how many times I win based off of me thinking before I vault. Because what are we doing here if we're not thinking before we vault? Crap. I hate that. Also, sometimes I lunch early. Sometimes I lunch really early. And it's like a flaw. Crap. Kill me now. Like, I'm not even killer, and I want you to kill me now. Finally! Oh my gosh, I hated that. I'm going to kick the gen. But yeah, when you're a killer or a survivor, you want to read up on your characters. Because that's how you're going to learn to play the game the best, I think. Is just when you're killer or a survivor, you want to read on who to counter. You know who's best to counter who and things like that. It's like, it's just really useful, honestly, because when you realize, oh, I'm against this person. If I know that they're gonna, like, Banshee has a scream she does. So if I know Banshee's scream cooldown is like 90 or 60 or something, I'm gonna do my generator until the cooldown is done, right? That's kind of how you're supposed to play these characters a little bit, is you play to the strengths you have. You have to play to their weaknesses. That's actually, honestly, how you're supposed to play the whole thing, is to their weaknesses. What are y'all doing? Also, spectate. I know I said that if you just joined, you should not be spectating that fast. But also, if you suck, spectate. I'd rather you just spectate, because this is making me mad how y'all are playing. What is this? Who are you? Like, sometimes you're not even trying to be like that condescending player. It's like, you must be new. But you have to be, because what the frick are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, truly, I genuinely want to know what we're doing. Because why? No, because sometimes I guess I expect way too much out of people in Daybreak. Because I expect them to not die every second of the day. But hey, it's like sometimes an easy kill is like the most annoying. Just because you're always wondering, what are we doing here? Also, when you see a killer near, run. Don't try and be all risky every single time. Because that's how you end up dead, chat. That's how you end up dead. That's how you end up dead, by trying to make dumb, risky moves that you knew you weren't going to be able to make in the first place. So, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Just don't. You know? Like the little Nikki, one where she's like, don't do it. Don't. Yeah, that one. But yeah, rage quit. Also, don't rage quit. That's actually, like, I clown on people that rage quit as soon as, especially when it's like they weren't even being smart with how they were playing. Am I lagging out, chat? Oh my gosh. Okay. For a second, I got, wait, no. No. Well, chat, if this is the end, GG's. I think I've shared, what the heck? Okay. I think I've shared some insights, just a little bit, on how to play. And you rejoin. I once had a failed rage quit. It was so funny. Okay, I'm hungry. Dang, my stomach is like empty, low key. Oh shoot. Okay, you were all the way over there then. The party starts now. Okay, basically, I'm trying to think if there's any more advice I need to give you guys for playing. Let me think about it. Why are y'all everywhere? Why y'all scattered? Why am I so laggy? Okay. But yeah, read up on your characters, because that's really how you're gonna win, honestly. When you read up on the characters, you kind of start to understand things a little better, I'd say. When you're reading up on these characters, because then you're like, oh, okay, so if I know this player does this on this map, but this is kind of a closed off map, kind of super tight knit, I might not want to play this character, just because, I mean, my brains would hopefully tell me that's not a good idea and that's gonna get me killed. Kind of like, I hate when my hit button does not work. Okay, finally. Hold on here. Okay. Also, sometimes majority wins. Majority always wins, I think, though. So just remember that. Next time you want to play. Majority wins. So if you remember that majority wins, you should do good, I hope. I hope you do good. But yeah, basically just read up on the characters. And you have to, it's trial and error. I know so many people in Daybreak that they will just go and like buy every single character without knowing us reading a single cent, and then play that character. Then in the round you're not playing how you're supposed to play because you didn't read, or because you just chose to be little, oh, I'm just gonna be a little different, I'm gonna be a little fun. No, nobody wants different and nobody wants fun. We want to play to win. Crap, I hate that so much. Okay, I'm also competitive, guys. Like, I'm so competitive. That's a, oh my god, actually. Okay, we're gonna go over here. I know y'all keep exploiting this gen. Also, exploiting a gen lets the killer know where you are, and that kind of just says a lot. And sometimes people will risk it all for a gen. They really will. They really will risk it all for a gen. Don't risk it all for a gen. Don't stay in a gen when you see the killer is near if you know that gen is nowhere near being done. If you know that gen is nowhere near being done, you have no business trying to risk your entire life for that gen. It's not worth it. Don't do it. You gain nothing from it except death. Nothing except death is what you gain. Just remember that. I just want you guys to remember that. Also, that's stupid. Don't try and revive in front of the killer. That's how you get yourselves killed, when you try and revive in front of the killer, or you're trying to be a hero or whatever. Especially when you don't have a shield. If you're not Arlo, then don't try and revive in front of the killer, because it's dumb. Like, you actually look kind of dumb. And then it's, even when you are Arlo, you don't revive in front of the killer, because that's just, like, common sense. You don't revive in front of a killer. Because you're not somebody with a freaking shield. And you think before you vault. See? Because you didn't think before you vaulted. Now you're dead. Now you're dead because nobody decided to think before they vaulted. So when we really think about it here, you're the reason that you're dead. Because you did not think before you chose to vault. And that is something nobody ever does. So, there. I gave a little tip. And I don't even care if it was mean. Because it's the truth. Because think. Why aren't y'all using your brains? Like, y'all were given brains for a reason. Think before you vault. That was so mean, guys. I'm so sorry. That was kind of mean, honestly. Like, you know, it's not my fault you didn't think. It's not my fault you didn't think. That was just a little skill issue, honestly. And you know what? I have my skill issues too. Y'all are gen locked. A gen lock, by the way, is when a killer is near you. Well, not when a killer is near you, when all your gens are super close together. And so you can never know when you're, like, you can never really get a gen done. Because you guys did not plan out ahead. Also, memorize where the gens are. That's something I will say too, is memorize where your generators are. How'd y'all get gen locked? How did y'all get gen locked? Don't let yourselves get gen locked, guys. Or try not to gen lock. If somebody says don't do a certain gen, don't go to that area, then do the gen. That's dumb, and that's just rude. If I could just kill these 2 more people, then I think I'm good to go. I need to kill 2 more people, honestly. I can kill you easy. Actually, let me go ahead and kill you real quick. Easy. Okay. Now, if I kill the Amari, I win. If I kill the Amari, I win. Oh, shoot, I can kill you and I'm going to win too. Yes! Okay, I won. I won, chat. Majority wins and I killed the majority. Crap. Okay, let me kick that gen. Let me kill you. You're going to get a miss, buddy. You're getting missed. I'm being so for real. You're getting missed. See, here's the thing, is that y'all are the only 2 left. Oh, shoot, I did kill everybody. See, one thing about me, though, is I kill for the plot. I love the plot. I love the win. Plot is the best part. Oh, shoot, okay, you're done. Oh my gosh, guys, I think I love winning. Yeah, that's kind of like a sore winner. Low-key, not even low-key. That was just such sore winner behavior, honestly. Don't be like me. Don't be liking me, chat. Don't. And now also, if the killer's camping, I'm going to say this for this is like when you're reviving and things. I'm going to do a whole separate videos for how to be a good healer. It's like, because I think I'm a pretty decent healer. I revive a lot. I've revived a lot of people in my 3 or 4 years of playing this game. Don't revive people in front of the killer. Don't try to revive somebody as soon as they've been down, unless it's one of those situations where you have to. Now I'm just going to kind of wait. I'm going to wait till I see the kid, like, where is this kid at? As soon as I'm able to detect 20 more seconds, then I'll be able to, like, actually, you know, get something done. Because so far, I'm not seeing you. I'm pretty sure my dad is about to start playing his speakers. My dad is a car audio guy, so I'm pretty sure I'm about to just start hearing. Like, you're going to hear something in the background. It's going to seem like the house is going to shake. The house shakes when my dad starts actually using his speakers and stuff. What are you doing? You're not getting missed, bro. You're not getting missed. You are cooked. I gotta know where you're going. Don't ever lie on the outskirts. Don't ever lie on these outskirts when there's only very few people left. Because that is how you get killed. When you lie on the outskirts like that, where all the invisible walls are, that gets you dead. Also, in that last little desperate attempt to stay alive, you go in your locker. Not gonna lie, depending on the killer, it might just work. Crap. He can vault, he can vault, he can vault. Also, when you're against Amari, don't let him find the vault, because if he finds the vault, you're done for. If he finds you are done for. Yay. GG's. How much? 3,355. I love that. Guys, winning is fun. Losing is not fun. Meaning, try your best to win. And don't try your best. No, not try your best and not think about it. That's like good advice. Try your best, honestly. Read up. Like I'm telling you, just read. And if you hate reading, that sucks for you, because then you're going to suck at the game forever. You hate reading. Like, if you're just too lazy to read, if that makes any sense, don't be lazy. Like, this game does not like laziness. That's the one thing I will say for sure, is the game does not like laziness. Basically, I think I'm giving y'all some pretty good advice. Hold on, let me say hi to these people. Hi, Angel, and Hanji. I don't even know y'all. I'm just saying hi to be polite. I don't know y'all. I'm just trying to be polite. We're gonna play the Millicent perk because I want to show y'all how she works actually. So, event recorder. Her stats are good. Her repair, her stealth, and her healing. 10, 10, and 9 like chat. You can't get better than that. Oh. Whose foot is that? I don't figure out whose foot that is. I can't. Is that KJ? Open door. Open door, peasants, brother. Already done? Oh, I thought you were already done. I was like, whose foot is that? Okay. No, because I don't pay attention to your feet. Oh, okay, Killer left. That's why. When you see my name up down there, I was like, oh, I'm Killer. Didn't know that. I'm not Killer, guys. Somebody left the game. Killer left, so yeah. Okay, now let me think of what we're gonna do. Because I think I just kind of show y'all some gameplay of Survivors. This is kind of how I learned to be a good survivor, a semi-decent survivor that doesn't die. Like, sometimes you're not gonna win every time, obviously. Because anytime you think you're the best, there's always gonna be somebody better than you. Like, that's the truth. You might think, oh, I'm the best in this server. Or you might just think, I'm the best in this server, though. That's one thing you gotta realize. You're gonna think you're the best, there's always gonna be somebody better than you. It's kind of how I know. When you're Ghost, a lot of the times, if the Ghost a lot and Ghost is, if she can, she's gonna phase right after. Because that's just strategy. That's just a good strategy to use. When you're near the killer, and the killer go after the easiest kill, obviously, so don't be the easiest kill. Be stealthy. I'm going to show y'all how to be a healer and a gen rusher at the same time with Millicent. So this is how to be a healer and a gen rusher, you guys. Because Millicent is the best for when it comes to, oh, I want to be a healer and I want to be a gen rusher. She's a support, so she can do gens. Like, look at that. Her stamina and speed might not be good, but her gen and heal is, like, her 10 out of 10, basically. Like, basically, she's a 10 out of 10 on the heal and gen speed things. So, that's why I pick her. Like, I love using Millicent. Because not only does she get gens done fast, but you're telling me I can revive from a distance and go back to gen rushing. It's the best. So, we're going to turn the volume on and we're going to kind of just play a little now. Also, look at the tips at the bottom. Because sometimes the tips at the bottom can be really helpful. I do love that. Bruh, if y'all don't stop leaving. When people leave every second, every day, you really question everything. Like, if we're gonna leave every single time, there's no point. Also, if you're a killer and you don't want to be killer, don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna leave. Just let the people gen rush you. This isn't even after this round, I'm gonna stop stream. I'm gonna restart it again, but it's just gonna be titled "How to Be the Killer." Also, yes, if you don't want to be killer, or you don't think you're ready to be a killer, in your settings, if you scroll, it literally says playing as killer. You toggle on or off. That's all you do. So don't just leave because you don't want to be killer. Turn your killer off. And if it's too late, hi Bunny, Nikki, you can get in. You can push the door open, bro. There's a whole hole in the door. Come in. Come in. You go to this little hole in the door any other time. On hospital, be Yan Tion. Look up Yan, Y-A-N. Y-A-N. There she is. Always be her on hospital so that you can see who the killer is. Always be her. She has good gen stats too. Look at her stats. Her stats are all above average. That's perfect. Let me let this bunny in. Come in. I see you. Come in. Come in. Hold on. Let me fix the door. Fine then. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. The bunny did not care. I tried to open the door for her. Now you're back. Now you're back. Now you're gonna eat the door. Let me get the door real quick, okay? Come in. Come in. Hello. Hello. We don't have time to fight the door. Not gonna fight the door. Come on. Come in. Nikki, I'm streaming. By the way, if you hear me calling somebody Nikki, that's just the bunny. So, yeah. Also, if you hear me clapping, that's also the bunny. I'm getting her attention so she doesn't chew everything. Psst. Stop eating the door. Yes, you. You can crawl through the hole, bro. You do it all the time. See, that was dumb. Don't go near killer spawn. If you know where killer spawn is, just don't go near it. Guys, this is an example of like my awesome looping skills. Look at me. Look at me go. Crap. Worst part is I didn't save any stamina and I can't loop to save my life, literally. No! Hold on, chat. Did I cook chat? Did I? I think I did, chat. I think I did. Did I cook? Think so. I hope so. Also, you can see where the killer is because you can see up there. That's Yawn's ability. Detection machine. So, yeah, you can see. Oh, my gosh, you guys. That was scary. Crap. No, don't crouch. Why are we crouching? Also, I used up all my stamina. You're supposed to conserve stamina when you can. I didn't do that. Clearly. Also, when you're lagging a game, it's best to just play it undetectable because then you're not being like a burden. And if you do get downed, that's another. Also, memorize all the ways you can get to an area or in a room you're in on Daybreak. If you realize, oh, I can get to a room or area this way, okay, do you know this is probably where the killer might try and get me or whatever. Now I'm going to circle back over here. I'm just going to revive her real quick because she's just a girl, guys. She's just a girl trying her best out here. No, shoot, revive. No, I just have to revive her real quick. Let me save her. Let me do that real quick. Look at me being so useful, chat. Look at me. Okay. Now I gotta go revive him. Or at least attempt to. Because he's downed. Also, you know when somebody's down because you see that? I'm gonna save our generator because I would not be surprised if he kicked it first. I'm gonna wait for him so that way we can finish the gen together because I do know he did work on the good majority of this generator. You're just gonna stand there. I'm gonna do the gen without you. Like, at that point, that's what we're gonna do because why are you standing there? Right after I revive you, you're not gonna do your gen? I'm doing the gen for you. Okay? Okay. Place my little machine, and now we're gonna do the gen again. 2 yawns. It's always good to have a yawn in the game. Just because she's super useful. Also, looping. If you guys want to learn how to loop, I am not a good example of it because I can't loop. I can barely loop, and if I can, it's for like, the longest I think I've looped is 120 seconds, and by that way, I think it was sheer, like, I don't believe in luck, but it had to be luck at that time, because no way I was able to loop for 120 seconds. I can loop on certain maps, I can loop really well. Like on Shitty Station, if I'm really locked in, chat, or if I'm a stunner, just know I'm looping my butt off. Just know that. Cora is AFK. We can tell. No, you're not AFK, so you're just standing there. So you're not being useful to the team. That's all I'm seeing. Is that you're not being useful to the team. So what are you doing then? Also, don't just stand around. Because when you stand around at a gen, you realize how annoying that is? Hit the skill check. The game will remind you when a skill check is coming up. You will see a yellow bright thing at the bottom if your sound isn't on, but then when your sound is on, you'll hear a ding right before the skill check, so that lets you know I'm about to get a skill check, and you click in the green. That's how you do that. I'm sorry, chat. I'm so aggressive right now, low-key, but it's also just because all of a sudden people like lose all their brains when it comes to like following basic instructions. Also, turn your sound on when you're playing, because it's going to be really helpful. You're going to be able to hear the killer when your sound is on. Killer's near. We're going to drop down over here. I'm circling back. That's actually exactly what I'm doing. As I am circling back around. Did you just destroy my machine? I'm trying to see where the killer is, because I want my gen. I want my gen back, and I want it now. He kicked my gen. Y'all saw it. He kicked my gen. He's about to detect, and he run. Let me save the gen. Let me save the gen. The gen is what matters. And then you have to like repair a skill check. Frick. Okay, my goal should be to revive, honestly. Also, sometimes you gotta do gens over friends. And that's what I'm doing, gens over friends. We're not really friends, I don't know this guy. But you gotta do gens over friends a lot. The gen is cooked. So let me just go back to reviving. Let me go back to what I know I can do. Is save somebody. See, he's targeting the gen. I do know if I can revive him, we're all good. That's one thing I do know. If I can revive him, we're just good to go then. The gen might be dead. Yeah, the gen died. It died. Also, hiding a locker for a certain amount of time, you'll see at the top, it'll tell you until your aura is revealed to everybody. And that's not a good thing, because then the killer will know where you are. Also, when the killer kicks something, you'll know, because it'll be yellow at first, then it'll turn red, and then it just isn't pretty. It's never pretty. It's never pretty, honestly. Dang it! He destroyed my machine. Chat, I might be a little weird, chat. I don't know. I don't think I am. But I might be. I don't know, chat. Y'all tell me. Because I don't think I am. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. Okay. 300%. Dang, Jack. Jack low-key carrying the... He kind of carrying us, though. What is the ability? Oh, Becca. Becca, okay. Becca. I cannot do the perk though. That's like laggy. You get lag, you're kind of screwed. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this machine down. Also, every player has an ability. Some players I think are kind of useless. But is that for me to judge and decide? No. But I'm gonna say it every chance I get. You're useless. Your character you're playing, useless. You honestly kind of suck. Maybe you don't pick this perk because you suck at it. Oh, okay. You sacrificed for that gen. I know you did. You did. I'm going to save you, too. I'm going to save you because I saw bro sacrifice for that gen. So I'm going to save bro. You sacrificed for the gen. Your sacrifice was not forgotten. Because bro sacrificed for that gen. I respect it. I respect it. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. What was happening? What the heck? Chad, that was crazy. I made like the most disturbing sound known to man. I felt like a Wookiee. A Wookiee's from Star Wars, by the way, if y'all don't know that. Also, there are 2 exits for a reason. Don't just try and stay at one exit if you know the killer's at it. No, go the other way, bro. Go the other way, bro. No! You could have gone to the roof while you were there waiting. You could have gone to the roof. MVP deserved. MVP deserved, chat. MVP deserved. Also, when you level up, there are different stages. You know, I did this in my part 1. Oh, okay, I got golden chase. Okay, 119 seconds. That was 1 second away from being 120 seconds, and I would have been in chat too. That's crazy. That would have been crazy too. It would have been 120 seconds in chat. 119 is crazy. But now I think we gotta stop stream, and I'm gonna tell y'all how to play killer. I mean, I guess that's kind of what we gotta do now. I think. Let me get my phone so we can, you know, fix the string from the phone. But yeah, that's it. If y'all enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe for the YouTube, guys. Road to 1K. We just reached 900 subscribers on YouTube. That's exciting. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.